Trump Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And over the weekend, I had a discussion about equality and mostly in American society with a group of people I usually meet up with every 60 days. And we were talking about some of the myths and the realities of some of the things that happen in American society on a political level and a social level. And if you really look at how things are going in society, how toxic the environment has gotten, and how people interact with each other. People are so tacky and trashy and violent towards each other, and people don't know how to interact with each other. The average person don't know how to. They get very uncomfortable, even if they're in the same presence, same environment. If you really pay attention when you're out in public, whether it's you at a restaurant or at a hotel or resort or even at an event, when different groups of people get together, the majority of them get very uncomfortable, because they just not used to certain things, So when it comes to there's a lot of phrases and a lot of words being thrown around in society. People say, "Hey, we're equal opportunity employer," EEOC, and they stand for a lot of things. There's a non-profit or a charity for almost everything you could ever imagine in your life. There's a lot of businesses being started up, and there's a lot of departments on state and local levels that claim that they're doing certain things, but they're not doing anything. They're doing the opposite or worse in most cases. And that's really the problem with society. And this is why you have to learn the game. Because learning game is much bigger than just women. Even though I talk about women a lot, but it's much bigger than women. Learning game is all about life. Because learning game is really a skill, certain skill set. And there's different levels to the game. And the game never stops. So it doesn't matter if you're in the financial game, you want to get better in a relationship game, or the money game, or the business game. It's all a game. You're always going to find people that's going to try and take advantage of you, to try to run game on you, try to manipulate you. That's how it is. You're always going to find crooks, master thieves, any type of holes, any type of people you can name. There's always going to be a certain group of people that's going to take advantage of the situation. This is why you have to learn game. You really don't have any choice. What choice do you have? You can either learn it or get taken advantage of in most cases, and this is why you see a lot of celebrities on television, because a lot of people in American society, especially a lot of people that come over here from other countries, they think that they can buy their way out of everything. They think that if they have just enough money, they can pay their way out. But money is not important as important to everybody as much as you think, because these district attorneys and these judges, they have money already. They after a certain amount of time, what they really want is power. That's what this whole country is all about. That's what a lot of these politicians are all about. They want power. These guys, most politicians are rich. Most of these judges and attorneys are rich. They have money already. So money only goes but so far. too. That's another thing. And they say money talks, but everybody's money doesn't go the same distance. Everybody's money is not gonna talk the same distance at the same damn time. It's not gonna happen. And if you don't believe it, go out and try. Try it. If you get into any trouble, even if you have money, it's not going to be easy. It just doesn't work like that. And a lot of these people from these other countries, they get in their wake up call because a lot of them have a certain arrogance about them. See, a lot of people from other countries think that it wasn't a big deal because they'll look at TV and or maybe they'll see some type of injustice going on. And a lot of people have the attitude, they're very passive. They'll say something like, well, that's an American thing. Or that's a black people's problem. That's not my problem. So they'll sit back and drive through like they don't see what the hell's going on. So it wasn't a problem, for the past 40-something years that I've been living. It wasn't a problem for anybody coming over here and living over here and living their life, and they're following the status quo and making it seem like there's nothing going on and life is beautiful, right? But now, when it's their turn, when the ball rolls down on them, when everything rolls downhill, oh boy, now they got their wake up call now. A lot of them being deported, a lot of them can't get back in. A lot of people from other countries, they're feeling a certain type of way because before they had that attitude like, hey, it doesn't matter how I get treated while I'm here, but I ain't like black folks. A lot of them had that type of attitude. But here's the deal. It's always going to be people that's going to mistreat you based on who you are and what group you're associated with on a political level, and sometimes even on a social level. There's always going to be people that's going to fight over resources, fight over land, fight over anything of value. That's just how it is. And no one's gonna come out of the sky with an S on the chest or maybe a J on the chest, depending on if you're a Christian, and save you and take you by the hand step by step, and you're gonna retire at 62 or 65, and you're gonna be on the beach drinking a pina colada, and you're gonna have a bad bitch on your side. It's not gonna happen. Whatever problems you have, you're gonna have to solve it. You're gonna have to become your own leader, become your best leader, because last I checked, no one gave me shit. No one gave me no hookup. Now, I've met some people that helped me along the way, of course, but I had to put in the work. No one else put in the work for me. No one else was going to live your life. You're going to have to live your own life. You're going to have to make decisions that works best for you and your family. And hopefully you'll leave a better legacy, and your kids will be in a better position than you were when you grew up. But no one is going to save you. No one is going to save your family. It's taken me a long time to really get to this point and face reality. Because I know it's a hard reality for a lot of guys, especially. Because a lot of guys, we've been lied to our whole life. We've been conditioned to always look for some leader or someone that's going to say something to pump us up and get us all motivated and all that bullshit. And then we'll calm down and everything will go back to normal and the way it was, and we'll be comfortable and stay in the box. And staying in the box is a mistake, because we've been conditioned to believe that everything has to be comfortable. We're supposed to fit in. We're supposed to conform. We're supposed to, do whatever. Assume that what we're being taught is the right thing, and most of us have been miseducated, and it starts as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And it's being passed down from. It was passed down from generation to generation, because, I mean, in most cases, our parents, they hope what they was telling us was the best way that they know of, but unfortunately, it didn't happen like that for most of us, you know. And this is why the jails are full, because a lot of us didn't understand the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up. And living in America, everywhere now, everywhere I've ever been, there's a lot of bait and switch going on. Because on one hand they'll say, "Hey, we're all Americans," but on the other side of the equation, they're setting us up to fail. They're, because in America especially, they always talk about the end result, but they never talk about how it came to be. They never talk about the people that was behind it. But because the people that are behind it are hiding in plain sight. They start and invest in these companies, and they can camouflage, and no one ever has to know that they're invested into these companies. And they'll have nonprofits and do the same thing. They'll say, their name is never connected, in most cases. They might say, "Hey, I invested in this company, I'm associated with this company," but if the shit hits the fan, their name is not directly connected to it. So no one can say, "Hey, he's the primary owner of this company." He can say, "Well, I've invested in the shares indirectly." That sounds much better when it comes to the press. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these people are hiding in plain sight. As a matter of fact, even on a small level, the guy that's maybe guy or girl that's maybe you're having some hard times on your job or whatever, maybe they're writing you up or keep reprimanding you for little stupid shit. So most of the time, in most cases, the person that's really fucking you over and making life difficult for you on your job is hiding in plain sight in most cases. But they're acting like they have nothing to do with it. And in American society, that's the new game. The new game is to act like things don't exist the way it is. You know what I'm saying? It's to act like if any problem that you might have, you're not supposed to really say anything about it. You're supposed to just keep it to yourself and suffer in silence. If you're a non-white person, that's the protocol they have for you. You know what I'm saying? And see, if you're a non-white person, you're really in a bad position, because if shit hits the fan, you really can't do but so much, because no one has our backs. And that's really how it really is. But what's fascinating to me is a lot of people that I know, non-white people especially, they seem to think very differently. Seems to be a lot of confusion, because they really think that it's that everything is equal. It's a lot of equality out here. It's like if I can do it, he can do it. They'll start throwing these phrases around. Have people jumping up and down, being all motivated, and they'll start saying stuff like, "What's your excuse? He's in a wheelchair, and he might have a good story. He was in a car accident, and he ended up in a wheelchair, and he didn't have any money, and he was broke, and and all of a sudden he had a great idea, and he went on stage and started talking about his story, and he did a video, and it went viral online, and and then all of a sudden he got a book deal and wrote about it, and it It was a number one bestseller on New York Times. You know, yeah, there's a lot of these stories floating around like this, and they'll put these people on a pedestal. It could be a person that's a little artistic, or a person that's disabled, or got some type of medical condition. They'll put them on a pedestal, and then the rest of us, people that don't have no illnesses or no disabilities, they're gonna look at us and be like, hey, okay, if these guys can do it, what's your excuse? It's a lot of that going on out here. So a lot of people will look at these people that they put on a pedestal. It could be a rapper, say like 50 Cent. He got shot, what, I don't know, 6, 7 times, 9 times, whatever. And then they put him on a pedestal, and they be, look at him. He made it through all that chaos. What's your excuse? You never got shot. You know, so they be like, if he can do it, you can do it. You know, but what they don't tell you is what happened behind the scenes. What happened along the way? Who do they know? They don't tell you about all the hard work they put in. See, they don't tell you this, you know, but they make it seem, they try to shame people. They try to make the rest of us sitting in the audience or looking at the television feel like something's wrong with us. Like we're not good enough, you know. And this is what this whole society is built upon: lies and deceit, you know. But if you don't understand the game, you're gonna get sucked into this. And a lot of women get sucked into this too, because they see these guys and girls on stage, and a lot of them are entertainers, so they'll go buy the tickets and buy the music, and they buy everything they got, basically, you know. And they get confused, and they want their guy, the guy on stage. They start looking around like, I want a guy like that. Why can't I have a guy like that? He don't have to be an entertainer, but I want a guy like him, you know? And it just doesn't work out like that. I mean, the guy on stage don't even want you the majority of the time. But he's not going to tell you that, because you're buying the tickets to come see him and buying his book. And you're going to see him in the movie theater. And your favorite celebrity can't stand your guts. He hates you. Male and female in most cases. Most of these celebrities wish you were white, so you can spend more money. But they're not going to tell you that, you know, because they want you to keep spending money, because you're a fan. And fan stands for fanatic. Go figure. So there's no equality out here. Not at all. It doesn't exist. Just because you can go to a restaurant or go to a party or a club and hug and kiss on somebody, that's not equality. You know, equality or diversity is supposed to be shared across the board. Share all the resources. Share everything. Everything of value should be shared. Just because you can lay up with blacks and whites, which that's been going on since slavery. I ain't nothing new about that. Just because you can lay up with somebody, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, you have people laying up with people every night. Somebody's laying up with somebody different. Somebody's laying up with somebody right now as I'm doing this audio. But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean someone's better than you or smarter than you. Do you really think these celebrities, men and women, are smarter than you or better than you? If so, that's the mistake that you're making. You know, because I've met a lot of celebrities over the years. Some of these people are some of the worst people you ever want to meet. You know, I mean, I really got turned off after a couple of years. And I met a lot of these celebrities, rappers, R&B singers, pop stars when I was early, like 18, 19 years of age. I met a lot of them. I mean, I went to the hotel rooms, all that shit. You know, we smoked together, drank together, everything. You know, as a young kid, I'm 17, 18, because I got my license at 17, and I used to go to these concerts and clubs back in South Carolina, back in the day, even before I went in the Navy. So I've been around a lot of these people that's still out today. A few of them. And I was like, yo, you just like us. You just like me. We're the same, really. You just found something that you were passionate about and figure out how the way to get paid. That's it. Really. You know, you just got a skill set and a talent that the rest of us don't have, or maybe you can do it better than the majority of people, and you found somebody that could promote your music, your brand, your clothing, whatever you have to offer, and they put you on a pedestal because they had the money and they got the muscle and the machine and the marketing dollars to back you up. That's it. But they're not a local guy, say a guy that's on the internet, or a local guy in the same in his home city can't compete with a person that's mainstream when it comes to exposure. So they ain't equal. Because the local guy, nobody has his back. Or independent guy, no one has his back. He don't have no machine. He don't have no $5-10 million budget like the guy that's signing a major record deal. That ain't equal. He can't compete. And this is really across the board and throughout all of society. You have one group of people that are like parasites. They're feeding off all of the rest of us because it has to be a group of people that's disenfranchised or deprived of resources for the dominant people in the society to be on top. That's how it works. That's the system that we live in. So if that's how it is, it's like that everywhere I've ever been. You have one country that's taken from every place else, or one nation or group of people that's taken from everybody else, or depriving everybody else, or keeping everybody else in check. There's no equality. There's no diversity in that. And a lot of people will say, hey, I know my rights. Nobody cares about your rights. Who cares? Do you really think cops care about rights? I mean, if they did, things wouldn't be the way it is. They wouldn't be so violent. I mean, people's behavior really don't stop until some type of consequences come into play. Because all behavior is controlled by consequences for the most part. That's been proven to be true. So a guy that's in West Virginia, a white guy driving a Ford F-150, if he gets stopped, cop is not going to shoot him. Now the guy in the truck might do the shooting. He might shoot the cop, but the cop ain't going to shoot him. The cop is going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Now 9 times out of 10, the cop is not going to give a non-white person the benefit of the doubt, especially if he's a black male. Because we're the most hated motherfucker in American society. That's just how that shit is. And no one's gonna feel sorry for you if you're a black male. Doesn't matter if you get sick or end up in the hospital, or doesn't matter if you're unemployed. No one cares. Based on my experience, and if you know something different, let me know. Leave a comment below. Tell me your experience. Last I checked, no one cares. No one's gonna feel empathy or pity or compassion for us just because we can't function as well as we like to and take care of our family, or even take care of yourself. There's no compassion. People will be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, and they keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? There's no good word. There's no, hey, let me call up somebody I know, try to help you out, or maybe I can help you out. No, there's no compassion. There's 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get that living in America unless you have a strong network of people. Maybe you have a couple of your buddies or whatever. But other than that, forget about it. You might not even get that shit from your woman. I mean, your woman might, on some levels, might be on the other side. You might be thinking that she's against you in some cases. So that's how it is out here, man. You gotta learn the game, man. And you gotta protect yourself. And you gotta think for yourself. Because at the end of the day, it starts with you and ends with you. So, either, you're going to learn the game and become the game. Because that's the only way. So if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel and check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. And leave your comments and questions below. Until next time, Sharp Game is out. Peace.